Okay, this is our homework for day 5 at FireBootCamp, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Git on Team Foundation service. Now, here is the exercise. We're going to go to firstly the Visual Studio website that we've created earlier. Here's mine. It's jaiparker.visualstudio.com. Now, the project name for this scenario we're going to call is FireBootCamp. So we're going to put that in there. Bootcamp, I'm not going to put a description at this stage. You can see that I'm choosing in this version control, I've got two choices. I've got Team Foundation version control, or I've got Git. We're going to be choosing Git today. So we're creating a project now. While we're waiting for that to occur, we're going to have a look at the next step here. The next step is we're going to open Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio Express 2013, which is a free version. In here we have a Team Explorer tab. I've opened that because I've used services before. Now we're going to choose the connection. You can see that I've used services because you can see my name, jaiparker.visualstudio, is already in there. If that wasn't already there, I'd click services here and I'd go add, and I'd be able to type in my URL here, which would be just the jaiparker.visualstudio.com there that we can see, and then I would be able to select it here. So I've now had that selected. You can see from before that this is now created, my project. When we go to code, and this, you can see it's the directory Visual Studio Online FireBootCamp. Okay, the repository is empty at this stage. So now when we come back, I'm just going to select all. I'm now connecting to that repository. Now, in order to create the local repository, so this is the section that we've done there. In order to create the local repository, we want to clone it. Now, the place that we want to clone it is we've got a convention that we're using today. The convention is going to be, come here, and you can see I've used it, and Adam Stevens' user is data jaiparker directly on my C drive there. Now I'm going to create a new folder in here, which is going to be jaiP.FireBootCamp, which is the same that we called it back on Visual Studio, so there's going to be no confusion there. So that's created, and we can clearly see there's nothing in there at present. Okay, so now we're going to come back to Visual Studio, and we need to set up a clone. Because it's a GitHub, you have a local clone which you need to manage, and we'll talk to the clone on TFS. Now we're going to find our C drive, and here's the folder that we've just created where we want the clone to have the data from, and we're going to go OK. Now we're going to go clone. So that's building a local clone for me that's going to be looking at that folder that we've just created. Now we're going to create a new Visual Studio project, and just to make sure, we're just going to double check, just so you can see there's still no code in here. Okay, and we're going to come over and we're going to create a new project, and you can see that I've done it before because this is already selected, data jaiparker jaiP.FireBootCamp. If it wasn't already selected, I just browse to that folder that we just created previously. Now once again, we do have a name convention how we'd like to create the service, and you can see here Adam's used his first name, he's used the solution name, which is getting started, and then for the first application we've got a web UI within the solution. So we're going to go back to Visual Express, and we're going to add that in. So that's jaiP.getting started sorry, started dot web UI. There we go, and we can add it to source control directly here, but we're not going to at this stage. It is going to be an MVC solution. Now the project's been created, so that's this step. We're next going to move down, and in order to commit on the very first run, because we haven't used the local clone yet, we're going to need to go up there and you want to commit, and actually we can do it, so that's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a comment uploading, so Git won't let you commit unless you actually put a comment. So uploading brand new MVC solution to source control. We're going to go commit, but look, there's all these other actions. Normally you'd use commit and sync, but we're just going to go commit to start with. Okay, so commit, what's that done? That has not changed anything on the TFS Foundation server. So if we go code once again, while that's loading though, we're going to come in here and we can see that within our folder we've actually got now some data in there, and this is the new solution that we've just created, which the clone will be watching. Now it's not currently synced. As we can see, it's still empty on the Team Foundation Service Solution Control folder, so we're going to sync that. And now once again we've got actions to pull, push. Push is pushing it up to that server, pull is grabbing the latest versioning from there for when other people make changes. Now sync will actually do both those options. It will do a push to the server, and then it will do pull to make sure that if anyone else has made changes, we've got the latest version on our service too. So it's good to do that. Now we've done that, let's check our code, and we should, if everything's worked correctly, find that we now have details in here. So that's still loading. While that's still loading, let's come down and have a look. So yep, you can see that's the end of this tutorial for the FireBootCamp. I've done it relatively quickly this time, but my first time probably took 40 minutes and definitely wasn't that easily. But it should be that easy. So once you get a hang of it. And it looks like my network's just having a bit of a delay here for some reason. So let's go back here and see if there was an issue for some reason. Let's go to our code, because it's normally not that. And cool, we're now in there. We can see our code now has that solution that I've just uploaded. And that's source control in Team Foundation Service using Git, getting your first one up there using MVC. Now to finish our homework part from when Andrew Coates was out, we're going to deploy the website that we've just uploaded to source control on TFS to Windows Azure. And to do that, we're first going to create a new website. We're just going to use the quick create. I'm going to call this FireBootCamp Jai, and that's okay. So create the website. Now I've done that through the website panel, and I've just created that website. If we go back, sorry, I'll show you. It's a blank website to start with. While that's loading, I'm just going in here, and you can see this is what Azure gives you straight out of the box. Now I want to integrate source control, so we're going to set up deployment from source control. I'm using my Visual Studio Online account. Mine is Jai Parker. Once again, I'm going to authorize that. We're just waiting. I'm going to accept. I'm going to choose a repository to deploy. The repository, the only one that I have is my FireBootCamp, which you can see, FireBootCamp. So, sorry, we're going to choose that one. Now what this is actually doing is this is setting up an event to actually watch. So next time I do a build, that event will trigger and then initiate a continuous deployment to this website. So this is still empty just to show you. And we're going to go back. This is the Solution Explorer that I did previously. I need to make a change because I need to trigger a new build. So we're just going to add a little extra in here. Jai's MVC TFS. Let's change that to site using Git. Okay, and that's our editing. Now I'm going to go to my Solution Explorer, and I'm going to. Oh, sorry, I should always build. Same and build. And now we're going to commit. Yep, gonna write a comment. Made changes to the layout page. Now we're going to commit that, and then we need to sync it once again. So that's just uploading to our current online server. Now, once that's done, that's actually going to trigger our build. And I'll show you. We go to our home up here. We go to builds. Now what we should see is we should have a new build here. See, we've got one in the queue. You can see I've already done one previously today because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do it. And here's the one that we currently got in the queue. We can double click on that and it will give you the details as it's going through the queue. Now you can watch this, but this usually takes a couple of minutes, so I'm going to pause the video here. Okay, now in the details we can see deployment summary. Your website was deployed, and this is the website it's being deployed to, which is the one I've got up here. Now when I hit a refresh, hopefully all's happened correctly. And look at that, we've got our first ASP.NET website up and running in probably close under 10 minutes, or around about 10 minutes. So that's awesome. And thank you for watching the video. My name is Jai Parker, and I hope this helped you.